Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to today's edition of Beyond the Ordinary Show. And today we have the amazing Maria Nyegaard with us. And I'm excited to bring Maria to you because I had a personal experience in which an alchemy that she was bringing in through a resonant frequency, through tones and pitches and the speaking of awareness that locks something into integrity for me that was kind of looking for its place and wasn't quite landing. And when I had the experience with Maria, I was aware of this amazing instrument that she is, and so much more, of course, of helping to attune to that alignment and the different ways in which she does that. So she's extraordinary in that regard. And I am really excited for you all to experience Maria and to benefit from this gift of healing and attunement that she brings in. So Maria is a bringer of higher consciousness, of freedom codes, of divine mother energies and new earth templates. She carries the templates within her being for how living on new earth as an awakened, highly conscious human may look like. And she is herself walking the path of ascension into full embodiments of unity consciousness, unity Christ consciousness to be exact, with great respect and honor of the human aspect on this auspicious journey towards raising our collective vibration. We're going to get into some processes with Maria, a great discussion. You're going to receive, I'll call it a sound bath for now. But it's so much more than that. And I can't wait for y'all to tell me your experience of it as we get into that a little bit later, probably a couple of times. But Maria, without further ado, welcome to Beyond the Ordinary. It's great to have you here finally.
Thank you so much, John. This has been a long time coming for me. From my discovery of you like 10 years ago or even more, and I was thinking already back then that I deserved a spot, but then obviously here I am 10 years later. I needed some embodiment work done before I could actually show up as something that I can stand for and in my integrity actually present what I'm going to present. So I'm super happy to be here.
Yeah, what you bring forward for me is it's really a level of embodiment that carries very high standards and the actualization of its creation. So how you stand for that and how you demonstrate the way that you show up in sessions and in your communication um, is really quite impactful. Um, how did that state of embodiment come to you? What is it that you've been navigating and refining that you're saying, okay, here I am, let me share this with others?
I think it actually started very early in my life as a child because I could sense very early on truth, through my feelings. I would always feel what other people were feeling. And back then it would be quite disturbing to me because we don't always want to feel what other people are feeling, but it was a gift that I didn't know how to manage. And always also the thought patterns that comes with that. So for many years, I would kind of, it was the preliminary stages of what came first when I started like opening up that space within me in my early 20s. In my studies, and I was looking at everything around me and thinking that this is all upside down. This just
Mm,
doesn't resonate with me. It was so many things, and I was living a very normal life. I did my time in the uni and all the different higher education, and I worked in corporate business. And I was quite early trained in recognizing low frequent vibrations,
mm,
or darkness, or well, I've come to understand so much more about it now. But the truth seeking in things and actually being willing to look at what is, even if it doesn't feel comfortable, even if it's something that goes against everything I believed in, daring and having the courage to really look at truth for what it is. It started me on this very, I would say, merciless journey of not being able to go back. You know, once you've seen something and recognize something in your being, then that is the only thing that is guiding you. So for me, I think that was that, and because it's very closely connected to freedom and what we're going to talk about later today, which is who we are. You know, very early on, I started to asking myself, why am I here? Why am I feeling so powerful? Because I also had that warrior energy, but I sourced it from the wrong place back then. I would go against everything, you know, being very vocal and trying to fix things. But then I realized, you know, okay, use that energy for a different purpose. So it has been a long journey, but it's been incredibly beautiful. And it's something that I always come back to because I found that core very early on. So I didn't really seek many mentors or anything. Everything was very direct experience through my own life, both in professional life and in my personal life. And so that became my playground and I appreciated it. I didn't think that, oh, now I have to go and do some meditation and some spiritual work. It was always integrated in my life. And it's the same today. You know, every second of every day is cultivating towards mastery of our responses to everything that life brings us. So, yeah.
I know that you're gonna take us into a place of attuning what we're preparing to receive on today's call. But before we do that, and I can't wait because again, what that does for me and just the openness that I experience when you're in that harmonic um transmission is quite beautiful. But before we go, I'd love it if you could answer for me how it is that you help the people that you're serving, your clients, people who follow you, um, in discovering that essence of who they are and discovering their creator state of being.
Yeah. Well, I think that one of the biggest blockages that we have in the typical life of the third dimension is that we have a lot of judgment and we have a lot of we don't think that we can choose. So I think that my role, through me living a very normal life, but still living a crazy life, most people would say, because I have no like limits, I hope to aspire and inspire people to give themselves permission to consider something else and to consider themselves as creator beings that have an amazing power. Because I want to show through the choices and the priorities and everything that I have done in my life, and also my children, they're on the same path. How it's possible, you know, how is it possible to actually choose that and not die or not, you know, all the different thoughts that we might have because we don't understand how it's even possible. So I think that's just like showing the way and also holding a lot of compassion because the journey is challenging. Let's not be in doubt about that. It's quite a journey, but the rewards are, it's the bliss and the connection that you feel that there's nothing outside of yourself that can actually, you know, throw you over. Once you find that core, that column of light inside, then you can basically handle anything. And I think that's what I want to show people.
How to find that column of light inside themselves.
That makes you open. Your heart is completely open and you are vulnerable, but it doesn't make you a victim. It makes you an incredible light being. It makes you so powerful. Many called it like, you know, this, well, let's just say it's a higher version of the human, but human means light man, light being. So we are actually that, but it's accessing that and realizing that this is what we came for, to discover that. And so, yeah, I think to be able to bring people into that space where they actually feel themselves in a different vibration, because that is something people can tell you anything and you can read books from here until eternity. But in the end, it's about our experience, right? It's the experiential way that is my way. And that's also when you don't really need anyone to persuade you to do anything, or you just have your own experience, and that's enough.
Right. And to have those experiences, we have to become attuned to the vibrational frequency of what's available.
Yeah.
And like an orchestra, once we start conducting the symphony, once we start getting into a harmonic, we can see the pieces of the puzzles coming together and really the art, the music that gets created. From playing our unique notes in that grand symphony. And we do that again in a very myopic level within our own cellular structure. But then as that ripples out, we start co-creating with others. But for me, it always begins with realizing the creator we are is in harmonic. We are within that. So I want to get deeper into some of the work that you're doing. And I want to start, if we could, Maria, get into a shorter experience where we'll go into a longer one of some of the profound attunement work that you do as you harmonize with different instruments to bring about that attunement that I was speaking about. So can we get into a place now where we can start bringing the group energy together?
Yeah, I would love that.
Do that.
Also, I want to say, because again, words are powerful in the beginning because many people feel the need to understand a lot of things. But in the end, we all know how we feel about when music plays or when we see an art piece that just speaks for itself. It's a different language, it's an energy language. And the language I'm going to speak now and through our whole life together is light language. And that is an energy language, which we all know in our being, but might have forgotten. But hopefully it will be able to activate within those of you who are ready, open and willing to receive the codes. And for those of you who are a little bit on the fence, it will still plant a seed. So let's, I'm gonna play my beautiful music balls, now my crystal balls. And I'm just gonna show them because they're so beautiful. This one and this one. It's a Pleiadian one and one from Egypt that is an divine integration between divine masculine feminine energy. And then we have this beauty, which is a quartz crystal rainbow Lemurian crystal ball. So these are going to bring us now into a field of unity where we can all co-create together for the rest of the session. And so everyone, I'm gonna turn off my air condition. It's very hot here. It's 30 degrees outside. So, but I'm gonna manage for 5 minutes. Okay, so everyone. Okay, just take a deep breath. And you may want to close your eyes and adjust your position so that you have your spine up straight. And use your breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just continue to find a pace of the breathing that feels graceful to you. You may want to hold one hand or both on your heart. Just continue breathing as you can now start visualizing drizzling white light, sparkling white light, pouring down in through your crown chakra. Jiao Yatian Shatiako Yatia. Vai Yatiao Kian Irachao Tiatnek Yatasto. Continue breathing, and with every in-breath, you draw more and more light into your crown. Shviao yetiashtia kundrobloroshotokototo yetiashtia. Vai voi vai en shukupoto yetia yetera ashuntopokoto yetiashtia. I voi shoyatia no ko ostia. And now focus on the middle of your brain where your pineal gland, your inner vision, your intuition, your third eye is located. And now start breathing this crystalline energy into your pineal. These frequencies are purifying, decalcifying, divinitizing, and energizing and activating your pineal gland. And just see how this tiny little gland in the middle of your head starts lighting up. It starts coming online. Ishviao kiana kralashn topotoya kiashtia. Vai wayashia makayati ishoyatia wayatiana shakatati wayatiashta. Wayashia watiana karlia shtototopotuntia kashtia. And from the explosion of light that happens in your brain, the light now pours in through your neck and down through your whole body, just lighting up, lighting up. And now your whole being instantly becomes pure light. A very sophisticated system of pure source light sourcing you as a creator being. This is your birthright. To be sourced, nurtured, nourished, and held. And now let's bring all of these beautiful energies into the core of Mother Earth. With the speed of light through all the layers of the physical earth and into her crystalline core, and adding on some love energy for her beautiful presence always holding us in this divine mother energies. Vai voi junt pokotoya yeshnt totoya kiashtia aria to anja tikiti iwaya. Waya ya 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 ya. And now feel how the energies come straight up through your legs from Mother Earth's core. Now you have anchored there, and you can receive all the frequencies of activation and healing that you will receive through this live session in a safe, beautiful space. Let them fill your heart now. And allow your heart to expand and expand in the same way that you activated your pineal gland. You're activating your crested heart. Starts to pulsate with pure light, and it goes beyond its physical limits, and it just brings out waves and waves of love to all of your vicinity, and then it expands and expands like this powerful field, and it goes very quickly. And eventually now we can hold the whole earth in our hearts. The whole earth in our hearts, just bathing it in pure source light. And now use your breath again to just feel how your whole body is lit up by source energy. Take a deep breath. And we hold this container now for the rest of this live session. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Beautiful, Maria. Thank you for that.
Just gonna turn on the air conditioner a little bit.
Excellent.
Okay.
What is your understanding of what was coming through in the light language?
It's really to put people in a frequency where they can feel the mother energies, the power of feeling held by our Earth Mother, and that we're part of something so much bigger than ourselves. It's this vast unity grid that is traversing this planet, but also the whole universe and beyond. And to plug people into that feeling of what that is. So it's not so important to describe it in human words, but the feeling of feeling connected to nature, to earth, to animals, to everything, regardless of whether it's right next to you or if it's on the other side of the planet, to bring that perspective in and that feeling in, then it's my hope that this will bring people into a state where there's not so much fear and much more openness and excitement about, what is this, to connect more to that divinity. Yeah.
And the attunement that happens is quite profound. We're already getting comments from people saying how they felt a connection and grounding in for that, and expansion as well. For me, I felt the expansion is still reverberating through my system, which is so beautiful. So when you work with someone in session or someone's taking your programs, Maria, what do you notice is the effects for them? How are they entering one way? And what's shifting in them, and not only in their consciousness, but in their action-taking ability with that consciousness?
Well, once I share my field and we work in that field, it's like learning to ride a bike. It's like it's a facilitation. And first I had to do that for myself to be able to sustain that in my own being, because it is like if you plug a lot of light into the body and the body is not acclimatized to that, it's like putting too much power into the electricity system and it just shortcuts. So it's a matter of learning how to ground the energy into the earth like we did now, so that you're able to actually sustain it over time. And then it's about really having that experience. But the reason I wish to work with people over a longer period of time is that the body needs a lot of space and time and training to actually hold it when you
Mhm.
go out of my office or my Zoom call with them and actually go into your life again. So it is a training process so that the body can over time acclimatize to a higher vibration. So what I see is that they access higher dimensions and they feel sometimes, even out of body, because it's lifting them up to see what is possible. They see and feel a different vibration. And through that different vibration, this is the vibrational key that gives them access to see a different and experience a different reality. Suddenly, you have a completely different mindset. Suddenly, your heart is just warm and fuzzy, and your whole body is like a little bit shaky. And I think that is important because that means it is possible, So, but what is the truth of everything is that no one is coming to save us. I cannot switch. Yes, I can switch a little. I can ignite the switch in people, but there is the work necessary that needs to be done. We need to heal our programmings and our wounds and our traumas, and we need to restructure our brains. There's both mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritual work that needs to be done. Well, depending on where the clients are at when we start out. And very few, because I know what it takes myself as I've done it and I'm still doing it. It still comes back to that everyday life choices, priorities, behavior, words, choosing our vibration, choosing if we give energy to the wrong sources, choosing if we play games, choosing if we are willing to let others use our energy. That's a big one. Learning boundaries. It's like a huge plethora of areas that we need to first gain awareness of, and then when we know it, we can do something about it. And then we start the practice, over time, just practicing, and holding no judgment, no separation, knowing that we're all in this together. It's the game of life. That's why we came here to Earth. So we play the game of life. And when we understand the dynamics and the rules and how things work energetically, then it's easier to focus on, the journey, but also the end goal, which is right now for humanity to shift from the third to the fifth dimension. And we're not moving anywhere off planet, as far as I know. We're doing it here from the inside out. Because as I said, once you access that higher vibrational level over time, the vibrational match of what you attract back into your life will be something completely different. So yeah, that's the short story, John.
That's the short story. Well, and what I'm witnessing and experiencing also, and this has been very prevalent for me in my awareness, and it's hitting a new point where as we have gone into refinement and attuning into our empathic capacity, um, in a greater potency of the truth that it can align with for what it feels and the feedback that it gets back in the circuitry, that empathy is also serving us to align and refine in a much quicker way than we were capable of before. So, but while someone may think that they're starting from the beginning, not necessarily it compared to the beginning that was started 10, 15, 20 years ago, because there is a quickening that's happening in the way that we perceive, interpret, and emit that information, those packets of data that tell us if something's in alignment and if it isn't, and for what purpose. And so as that is coming to the forefront, we may be more sensitive to what is off balance. And thank goodness we could be saying that, oh my God, look how bad the world is becoming. It's like, no, the world has always been the way that it is in different ways. You're just feeling it from a different capacity. And that is such a gift because that inspires us to do something about it instead of to regurgitating the protective mechanisms that are stemmed from being in ignorance. We
Yeah.
can't be ignorant anymore. And moving from the 3D to the 5D as we're moving into it, what you spoke to and why this harmonics is so important for me right now, because energetically and mentally, we've prepared ourselves for that shift from the 3D into the 5D harmonic. But what's happening, what we're tuning to now, is our body's capacity to be able to hold it in the way that it hasn't been able to hold it before. And we're moving this density into that new earth expression. And so there's a significant shift that is happening in the physical realm that we're acclimatizing to. And that's where I believe that the work that you do and so many others like you that are becoming very masterful, but also very intentional with the awareness of the service that you're doing. That's why this work is so imperative that we highlight this for so many people to benefit from now.
Yeah, I think what you're saying, John, is really spot on. And I try to use a very like more simple language sometimes, because we really need to bring the masses with us, even though that the work that I'm doing is for many feels very advanced. It's also very accessible, just because of the reason you say that when you have empathy, you are also sensitive to frequencies, and everything is about the energy in things. And you can align with that because you don't have to think and to learn and to know everything to know that something is this or that. It's trust, learning to trust, discern what something feels like, and then align to whatever your discernment tells you to go, you know? And when it happens this way, we don't need a lot of time to redirect.
Right.
It's instant. And this is why, I mean, things are happening so fast now. And exactly like you say, 15 years ago, I knew no one. I had no network at all. But for someone to just be on this call right now, it could be enough. I watched a 30-minute call, like a YouTube with Drunvalo Melchizedek at my back then, and it awakened all my memory, you know, everything inside of me. And it could have been anything. Well, not anything, but you know, it is this one thing that can kind of open your heart space and give you access to something that is already within you. And I find it so beautiful that so many are having such, you know, journeys with so much more ease and grace than possibly you and I did. And I think that it's possible to rapidly change things as long as we just ignite that fire and feel excited about what's coming, because
Yeah.
it's so beautiful. I can already sense it. I told my friend the other day, it's like I have arrived not in my physical reality completely. Well, part of it, yes, but you know, I can feel it. It's this exciting feeling of we're already there. So yeah.
And what you're speaking of as well, it's imperative to today's topic is claiming your creator state. So how can we claim, or let's say reclaim, our state as creator beings? What is it that you are sharing that help us to ignite that switch within us?
I know that back when I started, when I had my awakening in 2009, there were many paths to take, and I didn't really have a very clear, like, there was nothing obvious. So I needed to just trust myself and find that column of light, as I refer to this direct route to source. And we can have many explanations of what source is, but to me, it's the divine energy running through everything, and it's palpable. It's something we can feel in ourselves when we are connected. And light is all there is. Darkness is only the absence of light. So it's all light. It's just that we have decided to incarnate into a planet where everything is available. It's like the biggest buffet table ever. You know, you can choose whatever you want and play with it and find your way. And then you find out, I didn't like that. And then you choose something else, and then you get more of that. So that's like, for me, that was really just playing with it, was part of the claiming, or exactly reclaiming. It's just a matter of remembering that, oh, wow, we're not victims. We're not waiting for someone to save us. We're going to do this ourselves. We're the ground crew of our higher levels. And we're here in a physical body because we wanted to experience life through a physical body, which is amazing. There's a lot of things that, which is also why I love being human. I love the taste and touch and all the senses. And I mean, it's something that we should appreciate. But also knowing, holding many different dimensions in our bodies at the same time, I can still have this awareness with me in every moment of every day, even if I enjoy a brownie. You know, I will have all of my aspects with me the whole time. And that brings me into a creator state where I'm able to navigate much more easily. I don't feel vulnerable. I feel completely open. And so this switch is first removing all the blockages that keeps our bed of roses full of stones. You know, we have to remove everything that is impeding us, inhibiting us from actually being who we truly are. There's nothing to add. There's only things to remove and release. And so one of those things are mental blockages, thought patterns that also we bring with us from other lifetimes. And that has both to do with persecution, with vows and contracts that we've had, many things that we've brought with us. And also, perhaps in this lifetime, we have been brought up in systems that are rigid in one way or another, or we have been programmed in a way that doesn't allow us to believe in who we truly are. And so this program that, or I don't know if this is what you're referring to, but the whole topic is claiming our creator state, right? So it's basically removing all the blockages that are impeding us from actually stepping in and stepping up to our higher mission and who we are and claiming our birthright as creator beings. And on that path, there is a lot of acceptance that needs to be embodied. Acceptance that we actually are creators. And then, you know, sometimes these thoughts, they start coming in like, but what do you mean with that and this and that? And that is where light language is so beautiful, because it just bypasses all of the mental patterns and it goes in like psychic surgery and just attunes your body into the truth, something that the body already knows. So it's kind of just opening up what is already there. Yeah.
And like I shared at the beginning of our call, the session that I had with you, there was an attunement that dropped something into place that was beyond the words and the cohesion when we met one another and the openness that was engendered through a recognition of a harmonic. And we experience that in other people in our communities in this way. There's something that the wave just seems to match up.
It is a beautiful experience. And it also, when you see it in others, it's just like, I get this feeling of course, you know, this is how it was always supposed to be. And my son and I, we love watching these nature movies, documentaries. And the last day, since we are in this beautiful environment in the Pacific now, there's a lot of these dolphins and whales. They use sounds for everything, and how sophisticated and intelligent. And we have that too. We just have to activate it within us, and then things become the light language, for example. It creates spheres around the body, inside the body. It's sacred geometry. It's creation in itself, the sounds. So I think we just need to awaken to the wisdom that lies in all of these old beautiful technologies that we used to have in Lemuria and also in Atlantis, but especially in Lemuria, that I work a lot, Lemurians I work a lot with, and Pleiadians. And they show us this playfulness and how to use these innate things that we all have. There's nothing you need to learn. You can just open your mouth and, you know, you can just bring out a sound and that creates something. And when you put more intention to it, you can bring even more creation in the direction that you want to. So it's like, it's just these beautiful tools that are coming online for many, many people. And it's really a beautiful time to be alive.
Well, we're going to get into some Q&A here in a little bit. So if y'all have questions, want to raise your hands, maybe even receive a transmission on the call. We'll get to that in a little bit. But since we were talking about claiming your creator state, and we're going into it, I want to get more into your special offer because you are bringing a technology for
Yeah.
reprogramming the body, mind, heart complex. And it includes light codes, it includes words, it includes a specific harmonic, and this is something that you've used successfully with other people to really bring in significant shifts as to what's possible. So Chris, do me a favor, put the link for the special offer in the chat box. There it is. Y'all click on the link in the blue box, or that's highlighted. I always forget which one it is. In blue in the chat box. If you don't see it for whatever reason or are listening to the replay and don't find the link, just open up a new browser and type in beyondtheordinaryshow.com. Again, beyondtheordinaryshow.com/Maria and the number 34, and that'll take you to that same special offer page. And Maria, why don't you guide everybody through what they're going to receive through these transmission and these codes in the special offer?
Yeah. So first of all, the whole course is channeled. So there's no mind-driven anything. It's given to me from my higher levels, which are many. So I work with Pleiadians, Arcturians. I work with ascended masters as Jeshua, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, and the angelics. So there's like there are many that are contributing to these transmissions. So it's a set of 6 transmissions. I think they're between 10 and 20 minutes long. And they are a mix between spoken language so that the mind can be at ease, so it understands a little bit. For many, they just want the light language, just let me listen to that. But to accompany, more appease the mind a little bit, then there's like both, alternate between light language and the spoken language, English language. And toning, which is also very important because the toning just lifts the field around the body and then eventually the body into a higher pitch, like a higher vibration, and adjusts. There's like this tuning fork that is refining the vibration. And so each transmission comes with a statement of acceptance. Like, for example, I accept that I am the creator of everything in my life. And then, if the mind usually then starts thinking, oh, I'm the creator of everything in my life. I am the creator of that happening yesterday. How was that possibly my creation? Then the mind starts thinking, and then it also says in detail which frequencies these codes that are then transmitted in the audio file, which frequencies they are attuning. So there are obviously then the body is vibrating out some distorted frequencies, thoughts of fear that hold fear, or any frequencies that are kind of inhibiting you from actually stepping into your creator state. So this is used because the body needs to be in the vibration where there are distortions to be able to go in and tune. So this is also I've been trained in this by my guides, that the body and your fields, you have to kind of accept and allow for every feeling and thought that you actually are having, and not try to shove them down and suppress them, because they will be the driver no matter what. So we want them to be in the body when you're actually listening, because then it's easy. This is energy work, so everything is transparent. So the codes will then go in and see, oh, there we have a little one. Oh, in the solar plexus. Oh, something hidden in the back. They will go in and fine tune and remove any implants or devices, anything we have inside energetically without knowing it. So it's like we give it to higher sources. We don't have to know everything. We just have to show up and allow ourselves to be seen. And then the codes will do the rest. So there are also a presentation, like a video presentation of the course. There are some decrees. There was a big like instruction in the beginning where I explain the creator state, what it is and why we need to claim it, how sovereignty and integrity is like so important in the shift that we're in now to understand what integrity is, walking our talk and being fully in, and also forgiving ourselves for not being able to be that all the time, but striving to understand what that integrity is, because eventually that is also what will unify our divine feminine masculine aspects, so that we become the union within ourselves first, and then we are open to receive other beings as their divine selves as well. So yeah, I think that is the short version, but I think it's pretty much, it's also quite explained in the introduction of the course.
It's very much explained. And again, that you include the tones, not just of the light codes, but also the tone of our spoken word and thought words
Yeah.
about whatever.
And the crystal bowls, I forgot that. They are important as well. Yeah.
The crystal bowls are coming in also. Amazing. So y'all go through and read through this. Again, the light codes. If you just read into that, how could you not be intrigued and want to open up to this? But you know, in the first one, in step one, just the light codes on that alone, we're wired to open up new neural pathways in the brain, reprogram the software of the mind, in other words, removing limiting beliefs, activating innate knowledge of the interconnection between your body, mind, heart, and soul. The interconnection, not how they're separate, how they function truly as one. Activating the communication and coherence between the heart and mind, and stabilizing a new state of consciousness. Because it's one thing to receive the consciousness and be in a one-night stand, a short-term relationship with that consciousness. But what happens when you actually stabilize and drop into the intimacy of what becomes available there, and it becomes part of you? You can't help but to shift up into the highest octave that's possible. And this is only step one, y'all. There's several steps that you're going to go through here. There's going to step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6 that Maria is guiding you through. But then, Maria, you've also included some bonuses, audio downloads, and what's included in these bonuses?
Yeah, can you please remind me which one we chose? Because we had quite a few to choose from, so I don't know what we ended up adding. Can you remind me?
Absolutely. So we have Claiming My Creator State presentation, the I Am Divine Created Decree, and the Soul Journey Remembrance. So there's 3 bonus audios that you've included in here.
Yeah. And so, for example, the Soul Journey Remembrance will bring people into a musical version of what we did here now. So I have loved to sing my whole life, and somehow I didn't go down that path with, you know, becoming a singer. But what I did was to, when my light language activated, very shortly after, I started singing it, and because I just love to sing. And then, well, the stars aligned, and I met a producer that came to my house, and he wanted to record the crystal balls. And then suddenly he said, do you have anything else you want to do? That was like after 1.5 hours just doing the light language and the singing bowls, and or the crystal bowls. And then I said, yeah, I think perhaps we can try a song like that. I do it through a musical expression. And then he just recorded the whole thing, and that is what you have there, because it just came completely channeled through. I've never done it before, never heard it before, and it was very powerful. It brought us back to, well, brought me back to, it is a channel from the Pleiadians. So it's like it brought us back to activating our soul memory of our lifetimes there, and how we are bringing that into our human body now. So it's actually just this beautiful journey of feeling those frequencies and how it is being held in that. So this one is there, and also that will bring you, you could also then, there are more of these musical expressions of it, because many, they like to just fall asleep to that. And also children love the musical expression of it, because it just takes away the mind completely, and the codes, they go deep and deep and deeper and deeper and deeper the more you listen. And this is also the thing with light language, that you can always sleep when you listen to it, because then it just does the job when you're sleeping. I did that for many years. I did it before I even woke up in the morning. I just put it on from others. Judy Satori, I love her. And then I listened to her, and then I just cleansed my blood, cleansed my system. And, so yeah, I love this gift that we've been given.
I can tell, and you carry it well. So thank you for this, and thank you for putting this package together for us. Y'all, the package with everything, it's $129. There's a two payment option on it as well. It's about $100 discount of what Maria typically offers it. And to be in again the symphony, that harmonic that is awakening, that potentiality that we're all having the opportunity to step into. Uh, it's profound. And like what you mentioned earlier, Maria, to be in this human body, to be in the sensuality of the experience is so beautiful, and such a gift that we get to take this human form into different dimensions and bring the awarenesses so that we can savor it through this vessel. It's just quite extraordinary. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
it is in the beginning, when once everything is kind of revealed, which I call the awakening state. When you awaken to everything, it can be quite challenging. And I remember myself kind of just looking to the sky and say, hey, come and bring me home. But then you realize eventually that it's such a gift to be here and to be able to go through all of these human experiences at the same time as we're all the time elevating our consciousness to something higher, and being able then to navigate a physical vessel into all of these beautiful experiences, and really, really challenging ones. So I'm not saying that it's not a hard journey, but it's for something so beautiful. It's like having a child, giving birth to a child. You're giving birth to a new version of you that was always there. And so this rebirth is, of course, incredibly painful and filled with suffering at some points. And I think the reason why I bring this up all the time is because I represent a very, like, a normal human being. It's not like I have bypassed anything. I have been through it all, and we're going through it at the initiations that I have on a regular daily basis, and also my kids. It's high level. It is a lot, but that also accelerates the journey so much, because then you have new opportunities to refine and to bring yourself into new octaves of being the whole time. And then it's impossible to go back. This is how we bring ourselves to a sustained, continuous higher vibration, because you have new opportunities all the time to show, where do you put your energy? Which vibration do you choose? It's like an ongoing learning journey. And again, it's going much more quickly now. So what you have learned, like what took maybe 2 years before, you can spend 2 weeks on now, or even 2 days or 2 hours. It goes so quickly. And
It does.
fortunately, there is a lot of help.
There's a lot of help.
Yeah.
It's like it's showing up in so many different facets so that we can attune that much more quickly and find something that really resonates for us and normalizes it for us in the way that we want to either be normal or way out there. Speaking of the pain, also, eventually what I have come to discover is there's ecstasy in what I would consider those pain points. There's an excitement for the other side of it rather than for the dread of having to churn through it. And the motivating factor of that, and then to be immersed in a harmonic that demonstrates why that ecstasy is alive. It's like, oh, wait, there's something here. So that new sense of vitality, that sense of completion for the sake of beginning something new, and for leaving something that we've graduated from that we didn't know how to let go of,
Yeah.
becomes profound and such a beautiful dance in our creator state that we're awakening to.
Yeah. And always on the other side of an initiation, it's this amazing bliss feeling that, you know, because you can say if we're just in the middle, things are just kind of in the middle. But if you go to the extremes, whenever you feel something that is so hard that you think you cannot handle it, there's an opposite on the other side. But once we go higher and higher in vibration, we start leaving those extremes. That is why we call the third dimension a polarity game, because it's an exploration of the extremes and all of the sides, which feeds into the separation consciousness, which is what we're leaving behind. And we merge these feelings and we go up the ladder and start playing a new game where things are just more sophisticated and it's more refined, as you this is the word that comes to us the whole time here. It's just very subtle, but it's this feeling of just accessing through these extremities. We have learned so much, and then we just bring it all into union and realize that it was all necessary for us to see this is that and this is that. So it's just this awe feeling of just feeling so, okay, when you're in it, your glasses are kind of, it might be a bit distorted, but once you're on the other side, you always realize that it was for this and that purpose. And as you say, now we're stepping into a place where you can actually bring that with you the whole time. You don't have to fall all the way down. You just see, okay, let's take a breather and just elevate this perspective up and see what is this here for? And then you just go through the eye of the needle.
And we have so much support, so many that are ready and available to help lift the light on the pathway to our becoming. So again, as we keep doing this, it becomes exponentially facilitated because there is a path. It requires your attention, your presence, and eventually you will be called to devotion. And it gets to a place that when you're asked why you're doing this, your answer is eventually going to be, I can't help it. I just know I have to go that way. And when you hit that, that's where you're really in a state of true surrender. And we all hit it at different stages, but eventually it'll become so alive that you'll be swept by it instead of trying to sweep with it. Which is so fascinating. And that's what you're guiding us into, that creator state of being, Maria. The special offer at the price point, which it's presented here, is truly special. Amazing work. Again, Maria triggered something beautiful in me that I knew locked in something that was searching for something within itself that it couldn't quite harmonize into place. And the harmonics of our meeting, it definitely for me clicked that into place. We're going to have an experience with Maria in a little bit here. We're going to go to a couple of questions that are coming in, and then we'll go more into the experience. So again, the special offer is there. Take advantage of it. Click on the special offer button. Once you check out, you'll receive the downloads and the bonuses right away. And have fun discovering you, discovering more of you. And with that, Maria, let's go to couple of colors and questions that are coming in. Linda, let's start with you. If you want to unmute your microphone, that'd be wonderful.
Hi.
Hi, Linda.
How are you?
I'm very, very good. Thank you. It's such a lovely to be here. How are you?
Good, but I'd like to know if there is a transmission that would help me to access more of the angels and the guides.
Well, I have many transmissions already, and in the offer that John is presenting, or that he presented, that you will find many guidances. But I also have these musical transmissions, which I think you would enjoy a lot, and you can find them on Spotify. So it's a lot of angelic presence. In all of my transmissions, there are angelic presence.
Okay, thank you.
And Linda, you ask where you can find it, and I want to ask you, why do you want to connect with the angelic
Because
realm?
I think that I've kind of lost some of the connection. I've had it for a while, and then it goes in and then it comes out, and I don't feel like you were talking about, John, that I can't quite hold the frequency the way that I want it to be held. And I didn't know if there was any blocks to it, or whether there was a transmission that she could play that would, help to start to open the transmissions back up again.
Hmm.
I think also the transmission we're going to have now, there's going to be a lot of angelic presence. So if you just set an intention to open your heart to that, then this might activate you the way that you are looking for. And it is a matter of opening your heart and really just knowing that they're there the whole time. Angelic presence is very subtle. They come like a feeling of warmth, and you can just feel your heart opening, or they will just lie a hand on your shoulder or in the back of your head. It's like this very subtle presence. And so, yeah, I think if you allow to open up, then you will probably feel that in the coming transmission that we're going to have now.
Hmm.
Thank you very much. Thanks, John.
Thank you, Linda. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Denise, can we get you to unmute your microphone and please ask your question of Maria?
Hi there.
Hi.
Hi. I wanted to ask, I have been really under the weather for almost 10 days, so unlike me, and I'm always usually very, I might not feel well, but I can bring myself back, and I'm just not bouncing back. And I just wondered if you had anything to share.
Let us tune in, if you will allow me.
Absolutely.
Take a deep breath with me, please. So just open your heart to receive some light codes. Iwayash yotumpuko atiash tukutu uyana atiashtia. Pai joyatia ondloro pokoshotetia. Kalara tashutu pukotot iatiashtiateke. Porloto shuntukateti, umbutakatia, loro potoshukateti, atentelarat kashutupeti. Vai uyaya shantukati uya shiokumputoto iatiashtukoto puntateti, laratashiteti. Mahi iatashakata. Atentashoputukut, ilaratashkateti, and tialarashopukati, but potokati, atateti, Momotion the Katia, a lot of Pashakatiti, Umpototu, Iwayashtiatiaka. Oh, Ayashiashtiawakian. Take a deep breath. Ooh. So there's a lot happening at the moment with high frequency vibrations coming onto our planet that are affecting many people to release what lies deep, deep, deep within our cores, deep within our cells, in our bones, in our blood, in our lungs, the whole body. The whole physical body needs to go through this transfiguration from carbon-based to crystalline structure. And for this reason, the body is purging. And many will experience a lot of purging, both in all kinds of physical symptoms. It is only to make the process quicker so that the body releases everything that is not serving. So you are being asked to be present with what is and allowing for acceptance for what is, and nurturing, being held by Mother Earth, Father Sky, by the sun. Go out in nature, feel connected, know that you're held, and just allow the process to unfold with ease and grace. This is the Arcturians that have been giving you these light codes, and we say thank you.
Thank you.
Hmm. How are you feeling during that, Denise?
Very, just like a little party was taking place.
So interesting how when we're in a harmonic that we want to be in, that the other things, the density doesn't seem to prevail.
Yes. Yep. Yep. Felt
Good
like a little party.
reminder.
Feels a lot lighter.
Well, that's good.
And I can attest too to a lot of ascensionary energies, gateways that have opened up that are streaming in profound layers of packets of information that eventually are us coming to us. And we're adjusting to allowing this physical body to be able to hold the accumulation of that much light quotient. So there's a lot of expansion coming through. So I love that you're born in the light language, Maria, and in the way that you transmit it. And there's going to be more. As again, we're going to get into another transmission here shortly. So hang out for that. Come back and listen.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Just the one thing, this will integrate over the next 3 days. So just you can re-listen to this part of the replay that is specifically for your condition, and
Yes.
just so that the body will do it with more ease and grace, and that your mind will just kind of take the side, step into the back and just allow the body, because it's so intelligent, so that it will guide you where you need to go.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
When you come
Thank
back,
you,
listen
John.
from your heart. Listen from your heart. You don't try to
Yes.
fix it, right?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Blessings to you. Thank you for coming on.
Namaste.
Namaste. So Kate is asking, can light language be learned, or is it something that's channeled by only some people? I'm relatively new to listening to this. Sometimes it resonates. Other time it has no effect. Is this normal?
So I would say on a general note that it is something that is being activated within you, and it can be activated by listening to me now or to anyone else that speaks it, and it's especially if it resonates with what is already within you. So light language is a universal language that we all know. We have it in our cellular memory. So it's more a process of activation than learning. So you cannot learn because there are just packages of information. So light language is not word by word meaning something. It's an energy package that activates something within, and then you can express it either through, it's also through written, you can write light codes, and I also use my body. This just happens automatically. And so what was the second part of that question, John?
So sometimes it resonates and other times it has no effect.
Yeah, it also depends. It depends on the person that transmits it, whether that's a vibrational match for you. And it also depends on whether the body, whether you actually feel it. It might be that something is happening without you knowing it, because a lot of the time we haven't built up the sensation enough, or the body and mind heart complex is not attuned enough to be able to sense that those subtle changes and things that are happening in our bodies. I've experienced that a lot of times, that I don't really feel anything, but I see maybe, a few days later, or maybe even months later, I know that, oh, this is different, so something is usually always happening if you are open and willing to receive it and ready to receive it.
Well, Mary, something that also, and let's just get real about light language and different people's interpretation of that. There's a lot of people that say that they're speaking light language and that they're transmitting a channeled message in that form. But like different channels, if you don't really know what you're transmitting, then you're not really aware of the effect or non-effect that it may be having on other people. So if someone's transmitting a light language to them, but they're still clearing a lot of their density, a lot of their survival, a lot of their victimization, you're going to feel the disharmonic tone coming through that, and it's not going to resonate for you, or your body's going to say it's not mine. So like in anything else, really choosing the environments and listening and trusting your body and your heart as it's interpreting for you and translating, it's a big key for it. And if something's not landing for you because there's some type of repellence, it doesn't have to be horrific, but it's just saying no, then listen to your body. Sometimes the no's like, I don't know if I want to activate that within myself. And there could be that kind of like, I don't know if I want to step into it. But this is when you have to start trusting and discerning your own truth in as well. And then there's other times where you just hear it and it just like a flood of surrender goes through you that you can't help but to get caught up in the wave of facilitation that it's bringing through the harmonics of what your body and mind and etheric tone can interpret as truth and expansion. So play with the different layers of it as you're experiencing it through different people. And if you find someone that resonates for you more in that surrender part, where those waves start taking form, I would pay heavy attention to that. If there's someone where it resonates for you, where it's sparking something in you, going, I don't know if I want to go there necessarily because I don't know if I'm ready to be that yet. I would invite you to explore that also. But if there's some that are coming up, it's like, I'm not getting anything or this isn't for me, listen and go somewhere else. And that's, that's the ABCs of the different versions and interpretations of light language that could become available. Trust yourself and trust your intuition. I love what you're bringing through, Maria.
I absolutely love your answer, John. That was really elaborate, and I stand behind all of it. It's
Yeah.
really, it's a gift and a big responsibility to those who open up for it and to those who listen. It needs to be a resonance.
Well, and also some people just like, they just splat it up against the wall with no intentions. Like, whoa, what are you spewing? And do you even know what you're putting out there and why? Be aware
Yeah.
of a teacher or guide who is intentional with their why, is aware of what they're transmitting. If not, they're just a student, and that's fine to be in student mode. But there's a responsibility of what we're inviting people to resonate with if we're choosing to influence in this way. So again, it comes in many.
This is incredibly important, John, as we spoke about earlier, this thing about discernment and really learning. It's also a valuable lesson, just discerning what is what and just really refining that feeling of what something is and what it isn't, because in this world now things are being presented like all kinds of things, and a lot of it is not true. It's not like so, and so it's important for us to all cultivate this ability to see the transparency. We have to kind of read the energy of things and just see if something is for us or not, and then just discard what is not and just follow your path towards what's really calling your heart. So I so agree on that. And that's light language and every other tool we will be having in the next few years. It's just all coming online now. So we really need to be awake and vigilant for everything that is presenting to us.
Beautiful. Kate, thank you for opening up the doorway for this conversation. It's really important that we have this. Y'all, the special offer of Maria, again, the link is in the chat box. April or Chris will type it in there one more time. It'll pop up any second, I'm sure. Boom, there you go. Take advantage of it. Again, it's a fantastic offer. We're going to run the replay again of this call and the transmissions. You'll be able to come back and really harmonize and go deeper with it. But for the ending of our show, Maria, I wanted to leave ample space for another immersion into whatever it is that you want to share. So, or guide it to share. So I'm going to mute my side on audio so we can have the full effect of the tones, and maybe you're singing or light language, whatever wants to come through. But thank you in advance as we drop in, and so here to receive the gift that is you right now.
Thank you, John. Oh, okay.
And you're changing the audio on the system, right? Great.
Thank you for reminding me. Yes, now it's done. Okay. So everyone, just follow my lead And bring your hands together and just bring up the energy. Use your breath. Just breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then put the hands on the heart. And just go back to that state we had when we started, where our pineal glands are fully activating and lighting up, and our hearts fully activated, expanded, and lighting up, expanding and extending far beyond our physical body, and eventually holding the whole earth within us. Just connecting everything together. And while you hold that space, I will bring through codes of light to activate the grid that connects us all to source, to each other, to nature, and to this grand shift that we are all playing a part in at this time. We have a whole orchestra of light beings, angels, galactics, ascended masters, Mother Earth herself, and the sun with us here now. Now just put a smile on your face and feel your heart open to receive. Yaujia kanchia tupo yatiak. Viviaushin toporol ntsikia tiatiashnu potoya kiashti. Viaushin potoya kia uya hiashtia. Aya estoi. Ia estoi. Mother Earth is sending vibrations of love and compassion for our journeys at this time. Jiwaya tiash tionomoya kiawa. Iwaya yashnuputoya tiashtia. Iralaujntuputoya kiashtia. That allows us to be present in our human bodies at the same time as we're opening up and allowing these higher aspects of our beingness to come forth and to come alive and activate within us. And allow allowing this to happen without fear, trusting our bodies, trusting that we chose a vehicle that will bring us into these higher frequencies with ease and grace. Shiwaya tia kanara, ishtawaya, irlao, shantaputokoya, ia harila, ashantaputokoya, ayashi, atiampakotoya. Ivoy, jiawa, ia orlao, shantaputoya. The angels coming through now to heal our hearts. Shao, ya, yikian, shoyatia. Ui, shoya miao, kialashum putoyatia, vo ishtawa. Arlo pushatoya, allowing these white, pink, cloudy frequencies and colors to stream into our heart space. Shivaya waya, tiashntuputoya, tia, ya, shiakiantia. Shi, shiwaya, wayi, shi, yawaya, yaw, shiwawayi, miwachiaki. Aligning all of our chakras within the body and outside of the body, connecting us to the earth star, the soul star, priming our beings for these very, very high frequencies that will be coming to earth in a short amount of time. Aligning us and being fully anchored into the crystalline core of Mother Earth, which is so important to be able to sustain these energies, while at the same time allowing ourselves, without fear, to open up our ascension column, our column and pillar of light, which is our connection to Source and all dimensions beyond our own. Shivaya, Shivaya, Oyanakarla, Oshnupotoya, Tiakashtiati. Vaya kiashtiaki, akashtiati, kashtiati. Take a deep breath. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I may echo.
Okay.
Beautiful. Thank you, Maria. Y'all enjoy. Stay in this state for as long as you can. Click on the link for the special offer if you haven't yet. We'll send the replay out a little bit later this evening. And absorb this succulent energy, this transmission, dropping into peaceness, unity consciousness, love, expansion, mastery. Maria, thank you so much.
Thank you, John.
And a gift to have you here today. Thank you for what you do and the way you transmit it. Thank you for your courage in speaking the language of love in the way that you do.
It's an honor.
It's an honor to be here with you. I love y'all. I will see y'all in the next call. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.